if you look at the past 100 years of urban planning regarding transport in cities, you know, what have we learned? We've learned that we made a lot of really stupid mistakes. You can't change that now, but we can hopefully learn from those mistakes. So we know that ripping our cities apart in the 1950s to make space for cars was probably not a very clever idea. You know, we know that there's 35,000 people a year killed in the EU every year, even today, by cars. So that's probably wasn't not a very good idea to build so many roads and really encourage car use. But I think in 100 years we've learned that if you, the thing that I like to boil it down to, I like to boil everything down to the simple facts. We've learned that if you make more space for cars, if you expand a motorway or a road, more cars come. It doesn't ease congestion. And there's so many studies that show this now. You increase the road space by 15%, 15% more cars come. Like within a couple of months. It's not even a long process. It's like, they're there. Cars are like gas, right? If you have a container, filled with gas, and then you put that amount of gas in a larger container, it'll just expand and fill that container, right? That's what cars do. So we know that building more roads, widening roads, building more motorways doesn't relieve congestion, and our cities have a major problem with congestion and pollution and all of the bad things that happen, right? So that's the key. Stop doing that. Basically, look at other forms of transport. For about 60, 70 years, engineers, traffic engineers and planners have been asked the same question. How many cars can we move down this street? On this street, how many cars can we move down this street? How can we increase the capacity and the flow? They've never ever been able to figure that out because more space means more cars. So now the question needs to be different for cities. How many people can we move down this street, right? And using all the forms of transport at our disposal. So bicycles, yes, duh. Trams, yeah. Buses, yeah. Wider sidewalks for pedestrians in neighborhoods. In the models, with all of these forms of transport, it has 5 times the capacity to move people down a street than the one we have from the last century, which is like 2 lanes of cars in both directions, right? So we need to ask a different question. And if we ask the engineers a new question, they won't disappoint us. They're problem solvers. They'll be able to figure it out. But nobody's bothered asking them. They just kept saying the same damn question, right? How many cars can we move down the street? So we know this now. We've learned that from 100 years of traffic planning and urban planning that there's new questions and very, very simple questions that need to be asked. And solutions that are very, very quick and effective. So this is, basically forgetting everything we know about traffic engineering for the past, 70, 80 years, forgetting it completely. I say we should design streets like designers instead of engineering city streets. Streets are they're regarded as public utilities now, like water, electricity, sewers. Streets are like in that category. We got to take it out of that category and make them something that we should design. Like the people who designed the smartphone, the team, they want that smartphone to be a pleasure for me to use. They want me to buy it, basically. The designers don't care, but the company wants them to make a lot of money, but they want that to be an enjoyable experience for me. They want it also to be enjoyable and easy for my 7-year-old and my 86-year-old dad. So those are designers thinking about the human being who's going to use the product. Traffic engineering doesn't give a damn about the human being using the product. It's only these boxes of cars moving back and forth. So designing streets like we design every other product instead of engineering them, that is also incredibly important for modern cities.